Oh no. Let's restart this. I don't have to deal with this. Ooh. Nice. Hi everyone. I don't know if anyone can hear me. How are you guys doing? Hi. I'm gonna stop this music. Oh. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a good day. Yo. Okay, well, I'm gonna get to it. Hope everyone's having a good day. My name is Gustavo Flekz. Yeah, I'm gonna be showcasing a little bit of my work today and just kind of having fun, and yeah, just going for it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please, if you have any questions, ask me. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on this piece that I've been working on for the last week, and basically, this piece is a kind of like a mix of all my work together all in one. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Let's do it. But yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, and hope everyone's doing well today. And just so you guys know, I'm based off of Los Angeles. Yeah, this is my first stream on TikTok and YouTube. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, right now what I'm doing is removing this tape of this piece that I was, like I said, working for the past week. And my goal right now is just to basically continue on with the work. And it's been like a multi-layered design. Yeah. Yeah, how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? Please ask me questions. Yeah. Let me see. Nice. Also, thank you to everyone on TikTok for, and as YouTube as well, for, always liking my stuff and giving, watching my stuff. The people who do follow me, it means the world to me. I think within this last no, it's already the 8th, or in August actually, last 8 months, I've gone 20 million views, which is insane. I can't believe it. Thank you guys so much. Just an insane amount of support, and honestly, it helps me out a lot. Another thing, thank you to my sponsor, Pro Tapes, for giving me the best tape ever. It's been super helpful for me in my art career. Their supplies and their support has been immense to my career these last almost 2 years, which is insane. But yeah, my main focus is tape art. I create most of my work freehand. Most of the time, I try not to measure things and just kind of go from there. And a lot of this work is based off of sacred geometry. And like I said, most of it is freestyled, so that means it's mostly based off of vibes. Depends on what people want. Maybe a client might want something specific. From there, I usually do measure things, or if I'm working on a mural, I go ahead and create renderings and measurements, etc. Yeah. Oh, dude, I think I'm pronouncing it Lomacomb on YouTube. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your comment. Thank you so much, and yeah, that means the world to me. Yeah, and thank you so much for your support, especially from Ukraine. That's insane. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, and if you're on TikTok and you want to watch the live on YouTube, you could jump on there. Link in my bio. There's like a better camera angle. Unfortunately, I can't showcase the camera angle on TikTok yet because it's my first TikTok stream. So yeah, if you want to see the vertical angle of me working, I highly recommend it. There's a way better angle. Yeah, but again, thank you guys so much for the support, especially TikTok and YouTube. It's been awesome seeing all the compliments you guys send me. And I want to team up with Pro Tapes and show you guys kind of a little bit of behind the scenes while I work live, showcase a little bit of my work process, and answer any questions you guys might have. Obviously, it's kind of a scared hour of the day. A lot of people are at work, but it's fine. Just gonna vibe out and work. I wanted to play music, but I don't want to get copyright strike stricken. If anyone has any tips for music, that'd be great. I tried finding something non-copyright, but I couldn't stand the music. It was messed up. Yeah. So yeah, today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taping off these sections right here and just kind of showcase how I do it. Um, like I said, most of my work is completely freehand and not measured. But with that, what I do is I do use the tape as kind of like a measuring guide. So I'll be showcasing a little bit of that. I'll be creating something simple right here on the blues today, maybe in the center. And that's basically it. What we're going to be doing. Hope you guys like it. I'm going to start off with the center just so you can see it. I'm going to be designing one of my kind of like my go-to designs that a lot of people like, which is called Medusa. And I don't have it anywhere here on the walls, but you'll kind of see the process. It's something pretty cool, something that I created a while back. I've been doing this design for, I would say, maybe 12 years now, which is insane. A long time now. And yeah, a lot of people. So basically, what I do is with the design, I create kind of like a curved design with the tape, and a lot of people ask me, how do I make that happen? Um, you'll see how I do it if you stick long enough. Um, but right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the perfect straight lines to create the design, which is pretty easy because I already have these sharp points that are leading vertically and on my as well y-axis and x-axis. And from there, I'm going to start doing the design. And like here, what I'll start doing is I'll start using the tape as more of a guide that to create a perfect space in between it. And you'll see how the design works. So after I'm done with that, remove the tape, leaves this perfect, you know, this perfect spacing, which is really just, I don't know, it just works easily. And I just continue it on. I use that same tape to create a space. And that's basically it. Just keep doing that until I fill up this whole diamond in the center. Once I fill it up, I'm going to start doing creating that Medusa pattern that I was describing earlier. Yeah, please let me know if you guys have any questions or anything like that, or want to know anything. Yeah, and I hope everyone's having a good day, and thank you guys for watching. Who are watching, it means the world to me. Yeah, and that's how I'm creating these straight lines so quickly is by using the tape as that spacing between each tape. And it's pretty much a cheat code. Um, a lot of people would say it's cheating, but I mean, time is money. So the faster I get it done, the better. And the great thing about this tape that I'm using, which is the Pro 788 masking tape from Pro Tapes, it's really cool. It's really cut thin, but at the same time, it holds its structure. So it helps me get those straight lines even faster and a lot easier. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, like it's super easy. It is pretty much cheating, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I find it a lot of fun. Takes a lot of patience. So yeah, basically once I have this design right here, kind of make sure the tape's very sealed down really well. Pay someone's rent, that's crazy. that was a message on TikTok. Yo, what up, Horse Nuggies? I hope that's Cyrus. I don't know who Horse Nuggies is, but that's an awesome name. On YouTube, that's a sick name. All right, well, I'm gonna keep going. Here, what I'm gonna start doing is I want to figure out the design as I work on it. I'm just gonna be freestyling it. Right here is when I'm gonna start creating these curves that I was mentioning before. I'll show a little bit of it. So here to get the spacing, I'm actually not using the tape to get the spacing. One of the best ways to know if your lines are straight, if you are freestyling tape like this, is you can kind of see these little diamond squares right here, or I mean just squares. The more perfect they look, you know you're straight on and you got, the cut is perfect or it looks good. But yeah, let's get to it. Let me switch out this blade. Oh, yo, what up, Jonathan? Hope you're doing good. Hope your knee's good, dude. Yeah, Jonathan's a friend who I go riding with a lot. Unfortunately, he's had several knee injuries, unfortunately, which is quite sad. Feel pretty bad for the guy. But yeah, moving on. This is how so basically what I did, I laid out on 2 tapes and I'm gonna start creating that Medusa-like design just to show you guys. And what I'm doing is it's basically just creating a whole new layer of tape. And instead of making the tape go straight, I'm using it more as a vinyl to create these curved designs. You might not see it yet through the camera because it's kind of very detailed. Um, but yeah, you'll see in a bit. I actually just used a design recently to create a new helmet with this company called Cask, which was an insane opportunity. Go check out that post on Instagram. Um, yeah, they're super generous and for letting me work on one of the helmets. And yeah, the helmet turned out really good. It was a lot of work. Oh yeah, so basically this is how tape's coming out. I cut the tape, create these curves, and here I'm gonna cut these excess right here. I don't know if you guys could see it on. Yeah, cutting out these excess to kind of give it more of a definition between the tape. I don't measure any of this. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Like I said, my work is based off of sacred geometry, so most of it doesn't require any measurements. It's and most of it, to be frank, it's not even. Most of it's not even work. Like this tip right here is a little higher, or I mean, in your perspective from TikTok, a little bit lower than this one. But what you want to do is you want to work with the balance of the design to create, kind of like a balance. And that's where the sacred geometry comes in. It's just kind of creating the effect that things are balanced in its own perspective. And you can kind of see with some of this kind of, let's say the circle right here on this art piece. This one's a little bit more to this side than that one. But at the same time, because all the work is placed geometrically in the same place, maybe one's bigger than the other, it creates kind of like this, sacred balance or sacred geometry, which is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, continuing on. Going back in and cutting the tape. Yeah. So then cut the remaining tape right here. Boom. And then you start getting a design going, which is kind of crazy. Honestly, it's awesome doing this live because it forces me to work a little faster. And I usually like to work really fast. Also, like I mentioned, the tape I'm using is insanely good. It's a very strong holding tape, so it lets me cut and remove a lot easier, a lot faster than a lot of other tapes. Highly recommend them. Recommend you guys checking them out. It's in the link in bio for both YouTube and TikTok. Go check them out. But yeah, so we got that design going. Let's keep going. See what else we can do. And like I said before, the goal for this art piece is just to keep adding as much design as possible, but keep it balanced. And most of that's just going to be done by, oh, sorry about that. It's just by just eyeing everything, making sure it looks good. You might see me eliminate some things. Some things might not look as good, and that's just part of the process of making art. Say right here. And for this Medusa technique, actually, as you people who have been watching, what I'm doing is I'm stacking the tape on top of the other tape to create these curved lines. And a lot of people ask, how do I create these curves? And that's basically it. I stack the tape on top of each other, and then I start cutting the design out, and it starts connecting different tapes together to create a whole new design. It's not straight, creates that scale-like Medusa pattern. Yeah, and then super easy. I mean, it's easy for me. I'm freehanding everything. Oh, thank you, Prince, on TikTok. I appreciate you. That's really nice of you. Another great thing about this tape that I'm working with is how it's really good at painting simple jobs. You know, I use this for painting my walls when I'm building studios. Or, I mean, not studios. I mean, murals. Um, it's a no bleed tape. It depends on how you use it, like any other tape or almost any other material. And the great thing about it is that it's super easy to use. I still seal it some just in case I want that slight elevation texture on my art piece, but it's not necessary at all. And I highly recommend this tape. It's tape I've been working with for a while now, even before getting sponsored by them. So highly recommend it. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to answer it. So here I'm going to keep expanding the design and just keep going. Like I said before, the whole goal is just to keep as much balance as possible. Right now I'm kind of trying to see one indication if the lines are straight. I'm checking the, I don't know if on TikTok you can see it, but there's these triangles right here on this design, and my goal is to kind of make sure that they're at the same scale, they look even, and obviously the line looks straight. And then from there, that's how I can tell if my lines are straight or whatnot. Like I said, everything's eyeballed, or I'm eyeing everything, not eyeballed. Yeah. And then I want this line to just go in over here. Boom. Uh, oh, I think I just got a warning on TikTok for redirecting them to my YouTube. That's so funny. That's hilarious. Sorry about that. Not my intention. And like everybody else, or not like everybody else, but I make a lot of mistakes with my work. Um, Common because it's quite a repetitive process that sometimes I get lost in the moment of creating that I might make a mistake or two. So if I do make a mistake, I apologize for that. Um, but yeah, right here I have that design, which is pretty cool. That's crazy. There's like a whole AI thing on TikTok talking about what I'm making. That's awesome. That's cool. Oh, thank you for everyone who's liking the live as well, both on TikTok and YouTube. That's so nice of you guys. I seriously appreciate it. Like I said, this is my first time streaming on both platforms. So I appreciate it. Really nice of you to even stop by and view it. I appreciate it. Nice. So there we got a little bit of design going in. Gonna keep going and keep freestyling a little bit more. I'm feeling maybe right here on the piece there's a little bit missing, or on this diamond area. So I don't have that triangle I was mentioning earlier that's over here. I'm actually basing off this tape line that I replaced right here to kind of keep that balance going or make the art piece look straight. Obviously, working without any measurements makes it way more challenging. But the more practice, the better, and it speeds up the work even more. Nice. Yeah. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's day is going all right. Hope I'm not catching anyone at work. Yeah, a lot of people ask me how to make this process, especially this style of design. Um, I have a lot of people, especially overseas, who have recreated a lot of my murals, art pieces, which is pretty cool. It's awesome seeing a lot of people try something new, especially a lot of skilled painters out all over the world, seeing them try out whole different designs and going from there. It's super exciting seeing that. Oh, I don't know what that is. But yep, let's keep going. Let's keep having fun. Should just remove this headphone entirely. I don't think I need it. Do you guys know what the well? I know from YouTube there's like strict rules for music. Are there any strict rules on TikTok regarding music? I have no idea. I don't really watch any TikTok live, so I don't really know. I think that's the biggest thing I would like to add to this is maybe some music. I usually work with some music, so it'd be quite helpful. Boom. Look at that. Super clean. There's actually one that I kind of want to fix, which is that one over there. I don't know if you guys can see it on TikTok, but I don't like how the curvature came out. Nice. Oof. Nice. Okay, let's keep going. I think I'm pretty good on this side actually of the design. I might start working on the outside. So I want these borders to be cleaner. I don't know if you guys could catch it on camera, but right here these corners have a little bit of white. Unfortunately got it there when I was painting it, so I'm gonna clean it up, create some sort of border. And one great way to do it is, like I said, using tape as your measurement. Boom. I'll remove this excess. Easy. And then start cutting. Or actually, let me see. I think I'd rather prefer the design going right here. Oh, and just for reference, the blade I'm using for this project is an X-Acto blade. Nothing special. Got on it on Amazon. Actually, I had a really dear friend of mine customize this X-Acto blade, so it has my name on it. It says Flekz. I don't know if you guys could see it. Um, I don't know if you can see it on camera on TikTok. Um, but yeah, super lucky. What a great friend. His name is Rome. He's amazing. Just recently moved out of the state, so quite sad, but amazing friend. Yeah, and please, if you guys have any questions regarding my work or any type of design you'd want to see me create, please let me know. Be more than happy to create it or apply it onto uh, this board. You know, it helps me get a little bit inspired, also a little bit challenging. Um, yeah. What I'm doing right now is I'm cleaning up the excess tape from these corners just to make the tape design look a little bit cleaner. Um, Later on, what I'll do is I'll actually paint gold over this portion right here. It'll make the piece look really cool. People who've been following my work for quite a while might know that my favorite colors, contrast, or favorite colors when working on a piece is either black and gold or more of like an indigo or dark blue with gold. This is kind of like a blue purple, which is insane. I actually got sent it out, or I got this paint gifted by an amazing company called Holbein. I was very lucky enough to try out their paint. Highly recommend them. But yeah, that was pretty fast. Definitely for the next stream, once I get, especially for TikTok, seems like a lot of people are watching it through TikTok. I'll have it connected to my main camera, which is actually a vertical camera here. TikTok might not be able to see it, but it's up here. And then that will that showcases kind of like a top bottom portion of the whole design. It looks really cool. Put a lot of work into it. Oh, dude, Alex, thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate it. That means the world to me. Hope your day's going well. Yeah, and just as a reminder, I am using Pro Tape's Pro 788 masking tape. I know there's a lot of painters who do follow me. Go check them out. They're an amazing tape product to use. Their link is in my bio. I don't get a percentage of sales from what they do. I just genuinely love what they do, and their product is amazing. And please go check them out. So now that I finished up this middle area, I'm going to start working on the outside, these corners. And what I'm going to do is kind of create this black pattern that I have right here. I call this maze just because it's kind of one line collapsing in itself, and it kind of does look like a maze. But yeah, I'm going to start working on that. And then afterwards, maybe we have enough time to start painting. But yeah, this is what we're going to be doing. So the way I usually start a lot of this work is seeing that I already have this cool kind of a triangle design going, like I did with this one. I'm going to use the tape as my measurement key, and it makes the work so much easier. So I lay down, first I lay down this thin tape, and this is a 1/8 tape. I believe this is a 1/4 inch. Yeah, this is a 1/4 inch tape. And boom, just once I got the line that I want, I remove this tape, and this tape becomes my guide. And then this tape isn't long enough, and I'll grab this and then use this to kind of trace over the area I wanted to go. Cut it, grab the tape I'm working with, and trace that one, and then remove the excess. And it creates this perfect line, tape line that just goes through. Yeah. I've been making these art creations for the last, I would say, close to 17 years now, which is just even crazy to think about. And it's awesome, seeing how far it's taken me, so many opportunities, as well as the people who've supported me throughout that whole journey. So if you try this at home or you're trying it right now, you might think, damn, this guy's working really fast, or makes it look really easy. But it's just the fact I've been doing it for so long that it's kind of like, it's second nature to me to do it. Yep. And then once I got the design going, I'll use the X-Acto blade to cut the excess. And then for the last bit, use my nail, cut it right there. Yeah, so yo, what up, Cyrus? So Alex was asking if I'm making this over wood. This is actually a wooden paneled art piece, and I believe it has a 2-inch elevation, but it's not a thick wood. It's actually very thin on the bottom. I would say it's like this thick. In reality, it's just raised up. So yeah, going on with the design, cutting everything. One tip I think that I might have that I never really talk about is make sure to always use a fresh blade when working on these designs. If you are going to try it at home, it's always good to have a really good clean knife while working, just because you want that tape to be cut really well. Some of these tapes are made so well that it's hard to cut. This one's super easy to cut because it's so thin, like this. Oh, yeah, you can send me your work, Alex. Yeah. Is this Cyrus guy a comedian? What is this guy talking about? This guy's silly. But yeah, Alex, please send me your work. We'd love to see it. If you have any questions now, Alex, please ask me relating technique, or the tape that I'm using, paint. Yeah. Yeah, and some of these cuts, I'm not using the blade to cut it. I'm actually using my nail and just uh, ripping it off makes it a lot easier, makes the work a lot faster. Seeing that I already have one layer of tape already set down. One thing I also, one huge recommendation I do have if you're going to be trying this at home is in the beginning of my career, I would use a lot of cheap materials to create a lot of this work, which, when you're starting, it makes sense. You don't have the money to do it. But if you do have the resources to do it, I highly recommend maybe trying to upgrade it or your paints, especially your tape, into higher qualities because it just makes your work so much faster. I learned that the hard way. Like I said, I've been doing this for close to 17 years, so I've had a lot of pieces that I've seen where I think they still look great, but at the same time, now that have like amazing sponsors such as Pro Tapes and everything, seeing just the quality of my work just elevate and elevate is insanely awesome. And I highly recommend buying stuff that really works and, doing your homework and making sure everything looks insanely good. Yeah, so basically, another thing I'm doing is, like I mentioned, I was creating this maze-like design, which is something similar to this one right here. What I'm doing is just closing in that design and using the tape as leverage just to keep going in and cutting and creating an easier whole thing. Yeah, see, that's like Alex mentioned on TikTok. Uh, he bought cheap blades and they got only work 2 to 3 cuts, and he has to press really hard. That's a common thing. I do think that I'm not going to even lie. I'm not sponsored by Exacto blades or anything like that, but I will say that a lot of knives, especially recently, the quality has gone down severely, and I would even say that as well as Exacto blades knives have gone down severely. I don't know why. Um, Maybe it's just a quality, their factories, but what I would say is make sure to do some research. I would say I still think Exacto is the best option, but just always be careful. Yeah, try getting the best blades you could possibly get. Try not to work on canvas if you're doing something similar to what I'm doing now. Um, and another thing is try not to press too hard, especially if we're working on canvas. You might rip through it, or have a lot of practice to the point where you're not cutting into whatever surface area you're cutting into. What type of work do you do, Alex? Are you a painter, full time painter? Yep. And then here I'm cutting. Cut this tape right here. Make sure it's clean. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then boom, remove this excess. And here creates this cool little design going in. Oh, I see. You manufacture roller shades. What does that mean? Like shades for, or is it like a tint, like a kind of like a 3M window tint for cars, or like a film, like a polarized type of cover for windows. So I'm going to start working on this other side right here. Oh, another thing that I do, even though I am sponsored by an amazing tape company, I always try to make sure like I'm using this tape to basically create a guideline to make my work a lot easier. what I like to do is whatever tape I'm not using, I'm still using that measurement. I put it, I kind of place it on my table just to keep using that same tape, so I don't waste materials. Even though I am sponsored, I still like to save the tape. I prize their materials. That's one tip that I have in a way not to waste as much tape, even though I know we have this excess right here from removing all the tape earlier, but I try saving as much tape as possible and make sure to recycle it as well. Pretty sure it's recyclable. Yo, what up, the Hornet? Hope you're having a good day. Okay, Alex said, yes, window covering. Part of the process is to align the fabric to the tube. You need to cut and tape it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty hard, especially if I can only imagine if you're working in a factory, you have to work insanely fast. And you have to be really precise because if not, you got to have that. Yeah, but that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Alex. The Hornet, I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Feeling awesome. Um, really happy to be working on my art and sharing it with you guys and getting to know you guys. It's a treat. A lot of the times I'm here working by myself in the studio, which is cool. Playing loud music. It's awesome, but it's nice to share my art with the people who follow it, watch it. I try posting almost every single day, especially on TikTok, a little bit of my older content. Hope you guys like that. Yeah, yeah. Alex said that aligning stuff for him is second nature. Yeah, when you start doing it for a long time, it does become second nature, and it's pretty cool. It's a lot of work and a lot of practice. So that's pretty awesome. But love to see what you do, Alex. If you have any sort of videos or anything like that. I know you're going to DM me some of your work. I'd love to see it after the stream. Right now, I am using my primary phone to stream on TikTok, so I'll check it out later. So yeah, back to the design. Just trying to make sure the design looks even. Sometimes maybe this piece over here is a little bit bigger. Design might look a little bit off, but the great thing about kind of working with sacred geometry is that you could slightly tweak some lines to make it look balanced, even though they're not perfectly measured. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. Be more than happy to answer them. Sometimes when I can't cut the tape like right here because it's pulling on it, um, I do go ahead and use a blade just to kind of slightly cut into it, making sure I don't get into that underlay under tape, and boom, easy cut. You got to be really precise. You got to be cautious. Nice. Actually, one thing I did want to mention is later on this month, I will be having a giveaway with pro tapes where I'm debating if I'm going to be streaming the whole art process on TikTok or YouTube. Um, and then that piece, the art piece or skate deck, will be given away to anyone you know, who watches my Instagram or TikTok. But yeah, I don't know if you guys would like to see that whole process. That could be a possibility. Yeah, let me know. So almost done with this side over here. Got to make sure to taper this edge right there. Like I said, most of these things are completely eyeballed, or I mean free-handed, and I'm just eyeing everything and making sure it looks good. Once I'm done with that, cut this and remove the excess tape. And then boom, right there. I don't know if you guys can see this detail. Turned out pretty clean. I like to always make sure it kind of looks straight. Sometimes one design might look bigger than the other, but it looks pretty good. Yep, pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna start working on these blue areas, the blue areas right here. I think I'm gonna work on this one first. I'm still trying to debate what I'm gonna do for that portion of the design. Um, I was thinking about kind of creating something like this, but on the center, just because it has that same color blue. Kind of trying to keep the design as balanced as possible. Um, Sometimes when I'm creating this kind of portions where I don't really want to measure the center and I just kind of want to feel out the whole design. Something I've been doing, I think, from the beginning of my career is I'll actually grab tape and then pretty straightforward, just grab the tape and then cross it all the way through. And now that I already have these guidelines, this kind of the black lines going right here, I already know it's crossing between the middle of each one of those. Grab it. And then I already have my guide right there. I know that's the center. With this design right here, I did use the center of the piece to kind of get that whole work going in. I think I'm going to do the same right here. But we're going to do something a little bit new. And the design's going to pivot this way with these lines, which I think will look pretty cool because it's going to have motion going this way instead of going inwards. But yeah, here, let's see how it turns out. Just here, I'm just completely freestyling. And I've been freestyling this whole time with this piece. Cut the excess off, don't need it. I'm gonna cut it right here so I don't touch it. Yeah, that already looks really awesome. I actually love this color contrast between the tape and the paint. It looks insane. And then just build the spacing like I did over here. And again, sorry guys, if I work pretty fast, I'm just kind of in the rhythm now. Boom. Another one. I don't think I want to add anything. Actually, I mean, we can. Let's see how it goes. Then do it over here. Yeah, and for the new people who are joining on TikTok, right now what I'm doing is I'm freestyling a whole new art piece. I've been working on this art piece for the last week or so. A lot of this piece kind of takes a long time or a lot of work to create, just simply because there's a lot of tape and paint that's being laid out. It takes a lot of time. So yeah, hopefully next time when I'm streaming this, we're able to create a whole new art piece and show you guys from start to finish. And then we got those lines right here. Boom. Okay, the next thing that I want to figure out is how am I going to get these lines straight? I could easily measure it and figure out how to make it look perfectly clean, but I'm actually just going to use my, just wing it again, figure it out. Let's see, maybe use some few things for reference. Let's see. Want to make sure it's straight. Oh, right there. There you go. And we're just gonna continue freestyling the design. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, please ask. I'm here. Boom. Maybe I'll add another one over here. Just keep the theme going of the design. Actually, yeah, right here. See it. Boom. And my goal with doing this design, I'm gonna actually repeat it on each four of these corners. It'll be a little tricky making sure the lines look straight, but we'll figure it out. So cutting these corners, I'm using the blade to cut the tape to create curves. Boom, right there. Cut the excess. There you go. Nice. And then, like I said, I don't have a real plan for creating this. I'm just completely winging it. So I'm gonna have to figure it out as we go. Be a little challenging, but it's fine. Using the same lines that I used previously, I'm gonna use them as a spacer to figure out everything straight. You guys might not be able to see, but because I overlap these tapes, or tape lines, I could use that as a spacer to tell if everything's straight or not. Oh man, I think I might be blocking it. Here, I'll move over here so you guys can see it. Maybe I can see from all the way over here. Yeah, let's do it. Then boom. So this one, I'm not a big fan of how it turned out, which is fine. Can easily fix that. Grab the blade, just cutting it even more. Grabbing the excess just to make it a little bit more round. Don't want to cut too much. And I'm gonna cut the inside. Yeah, actually looks pretty good. Nice. That's awesome. Let's keep going. Oh no. Fine. Yo, please, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Also, what up, Mitchell? Hope all is well, man. Long time no see. Nice. Wow. Here I'm using the tape as another rule or another guide. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a perfect diamond. I'm using it as a space to make sure my lines are perfectly straight. Then I'm gonna cut. Boom. Nice. Nice. That's turning out pretty good. And just as a reminder to the people who have just joined, especially on TikTok, this design is called Medusa, just because it kind of reminds me a little bit of kind of the snakes on her head, the curvature and everything like that. Obviously, it's not a one-for-one replica of Medusa, but that's the style that I name this type of technique that I'm doing right now. The tape. Nice. Hope you guys are able to see this in camera also. I apologize on TikTok for not having that right angle or the top down view. Boom. Actually looks really good. Pretty smooth. So you go up here. I think we can get one more line up here. One up. There you go. Oh no. Nice. Sweet. There we go. Then to get the clean lines around the circle, I'm going to kind of use the same, I'm actually going to use a compass just to make my life a little, actually, I don't even need to do that. I'm going to just cut it freehand. Want to make sure it looks clean. Just following the lines that I already have. Boom. Nice. Please, if you guys have any questions, ask away. Happy to answer them. I'm just working here, having fun. Nice. Pretty easy. There you go. think I'm gonna start working on this backside piece. I don't know if you guys will be able. I hope you guys are able to see that. Let's get to it. Yeah, and just as a reminder for everyone who just has come into the stream, I'm using the Pro 788 masking tape from Pro Tapes. It's my go-to tape. I love their tape. Please go check them out. Link in bio. It's the only tape I use, actually. So yeah, definitely check them out. Oh, what? I have to fill out a puzzle. Nice. Nice. Hell yeah. That was so random. Nice. Nice. For anyone who's just joining us, hope everyone's having a good day. I'm having a great day, if you care at all. It's been great working here and having fun and designing this piece. Like I mentioned before, for anyone who's new, I've been working on this art piece for the last week. And yeah, this is me kind of mid-process, trying to figure out what to do with the design and how it's going to turn out, trying to find the balance and just get it working. Yeah, and if anyone has any questions regarding my art or any art questions at all, maybe they want to show me their work after or anything, please ask away. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna finish this last one right here. Continue these two designs with 3 onto this one. Nice. I actually really like how this turned out. That looks cool. Just trying to save the tape that I already have that I've been using as a guide. Don't want to waste anything I don't need to. Let's see. Nice. Start right here. I think after this, or after I finish this one, I'm gonna go ahead and start painting it. Just kind of show you guys a little bit of a painting process for the center, and then wrap up from there. So please let me know if you guys have any questions. Yeah. Yo, welcome back, Cyrus. I actually only have one blade out right now, so I can't dual wield X-Acto blades. That'd be pretty awesome, though. Won't lie. Also sounds a bit dangerous as well. That's hilarious. I don't know if you guys have, well, earlier, like a few minutes ago, I got this random puzzle on TikTok. I guess it was just like to make sure if I wasn't a bot or something. I don't know if anyone knows about that. It's like my first time seeing that. That was so random. If anyone has any expertise in that, please let me know. That was weird. I had to fill out a puzzle midstream. That was great. Oh, sorry. Some people on YouTube message. Damn, I am so sorry. Said, "Hey, dude, fan of your work. I'm doing a lot of work with tape art too. How do you not cut the paint when using your X-Acto knife?" I actually do cut the paint a lot. Basically, the whole thing is just making sure not to make the cuts too deep. Um, and like I early on the stream, I don't know if you've been watching this. I try to use a brand new knife. As soon as I feel like the blade's cutting a little dull, I replace the knife immediately. And I try not to cut as deep as possible. I want to keep everything, fresh. And like someone asked earlier today or earlier on the stream, I am using a wooden panel for the board. So even though I'm cutting, it is leaving some slight cut marks onto the wood and the paint. It's fine. I could I could clean it up later on with more paint. It's not a big deal at all. Yeah. Thank you for asking that. Is it Lunar Sergeant? Yeah, thank you. Pretty cool name. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, please ask away. Or maybe mine not even be art related. Let's give it a whirl. Make it fun. I'm here. Also, just want to say thank you as well to a lot of international viewers of mine, especially on TikTok. It's been wild seeing everyone all over the world seeing my work. It's a huge honor that you even spend time watching my videos. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Um, yeah. Yeah, Sergeant asked if they would be able to work with me. I'm always down for collaborations. Please send ideas. Yeah, I'll see if I have time, or send me what we can make work. I'd love to check it out. Alex asked, "Did you start doing this job masking regular paint jobs?" So I actually, with my work, I actually started doing graffiti, and I I think it was a long time ago. I don't know what year it was, but at the time I was doing graffiti for a very long time, and Eggs Through the Gift Shop came out, which was a documentary based off of Banksy, and he does a lot of paper stencils. And then from there, um, uh, I started realize I was already creating these geometric designs with my tape, or I mean with the paper. And as I was cutting the exacto, I mean the stencils, sometimes it would rip, and I would have to use tape to connect it. And then I started realizing, why don't I just use a tape as the primary like material? And then that started happening. I started using that, and I graduated high school. I kept doing my designs. At the time, I was making these huge murals in LA. The biggest one that I did was 120 feet by 20 feet high, and I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't making any money off of it at all. And I just kept doing it. It kind of became like my calling. Um, and one day, one of my friends told me, "Hey, dude, you can make money off of that." And I kind of didn't. I don't know. I didn't believe him, but I just kept going at it, and people started commissioning work. And then throughout college, I was working full time on my art. I was very fortunate enough to have that experience and make a living off of it while going to school. It was a lot of work, but yeah, that's how I started getting. I got this whole technique on how to do everything. Um, yeah, and I've been doing it ever since. It's been the best thing I've ever done in my life, to be honest. Uh, yeah, Lunar Sergeant, please reach out. We'd love to see your work. See what we can make happen, or even just chill out, get coffee, whatever, or come keep joining the stream. Yeah, let's see. We'd love to see your work. Yeah, but I've been doing this work for a very long time, and it's been different variations, and my whole work has been kind of pretty much based off of creating something original every single time and elevating it. I don't like, oh, Alex Lindo is also from San Diego. I don't know if Alex and Lunar Sergeant are the same person. uh, but yeah, what was I saying? I forgot. Wow, that was surprising. Bye, Cyrus. Good luck on your day. Bye. But yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Oh yeah, what I was saying is that all my work is completely has been inspired by a lot of things I like. For instance, architecture, um, and just kind of just the city in general. I've tried not to use other people, or other artists as inspiration. The thing about sacred geometry, though, or anything with straight lines, is that there's just a limited amount of how much designs you can do with the art. Um, so there's a point where things start looking similar, and it is bound to happen, even with any type of form of art. But yeah, that's basically it. So now I'm going to start painting the inside. Hopefully we can fly through this quickly. We're going to be going through this really fast. But yeah, now that I finish this, actually, you know what? Let's start taping these outside corners. That's what I'm going to do. I feel like we don't want to wait for paint to dry midstream. That sounds not that exciting. Cutting this excess tape. This is a piece I had no idea what to do on these corners. yeah, and anybody new who has joined, this is just a freestyle live tape session, just showcasing my work. Yeah, let's see, what can we do here? You know what? I think I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna wing it. So here, what I'm going to start doing is start creating a whole new design. It's not something similar to what we did here in these corners, but I'm actually going to use kind of like a checkered pattern to create the design. And push this out this way. Use more movement. So yeah, I'm trying not to measure anything. I'm trying to just wing everything and just kind of get a feel for the piece and go from there. It does make it a little bit challenging, but you know, it makes the design fly by a lot faster. It's also nice streaming this. Makes the work fly by way faster as well, just because I have to look at both chats, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and ask. So for this portion of the design, what I'm going to do is start stacking a bunch of tape together. It'll look like I'm just filling in a void. Afterwards, it'll make sense. So boom. Go here. Wait, what is this whole restriction thing? Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. Sorry about that. So when I do the murals, I actually go ahead and it depends on what the client wants. But when I first started, I was actually um, I was actually leaving the tape and coming back and cleaning it up later on, because the thing about tape, especially in SoCal, and you guys know it, it gets really hot, so the tape just falls off over time, and especially because it was out in public, I didn't want the tape just kind of flying away and becoming trash. So I'd usually have it up for a week and then I'd collect it and recycle the tape. Um, but a lot of from when I first started my murals, a lot of people wanted just the tape because they like the feel, the texture. Actually, this is also gaffer's tape that I have right here on this wall. They wanted the tape like that, but the thing about tape, if you leave it on for too long, what happens is that the adhesive becomes kind of like a concrete, and that concrete, or once it gets concrete, what will happen is that it sticks to the paint and it'll rip basically whatever surface it's on. Um, so you want to kind of you either have to stick with it or remove the tape. But now most of my murals are completely painted. A lot of people want something permanent. But now with the market, a lot of people want something that's smaller or something they could have forever. So basically, a lot of my commission work now is just art pieces. It can be large, small. Starting size is 12 inches by 12 inches, so it's like half of this board. Yeah, which I think that would be a lot of fun to showcase on stream, a start to finish tape. process piece. But yeah, we're working pretty fast, which is nuts. Yeah, thank you for asking that, Alex. Appreciate it. I promise next time I'll have music, guys. Sorry that it's just silent. I tried finding something new, but it or something good, but it did not sound that great. It was like all non-copyrighted music, which is cool, but at the same time, it was just I don't know. I just did not like it. So yeah, still trying to just filling out this whole piece. Apologize that it's so repetitive. Oh yeah, I forgot I have coffee. Damn. So as I fill out this piece, I'm trying to figure out what type of design will look the best. I want to create something that maybe adds like a circle over here because we have these obviously these circles over here. Just add more balance. Um, Figure it out right now. We're getting close. Ah, no. Let's see. Nice. Sorry about that. Just move the piece out of place. Alex, do you watch a lot of people live uh, doing live art? Nope. Oh, really? Well, thank you for stopping by and watching. That means the world to me. Oh, no way. Yeah, I never really watch any live art. I actually don't see that many live artists in general on TikTok, actually, which is quite a shame. You know what? I'm gonna end it right here. Cool. You got this. Oh, nice. Hope you're enjoying your lunch. Okay, so now that I have this down, I'm gonna measure this out, and I'm gonna do something. This is something different to what we're doing within the design already. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure where I want my center to be. And this is kind of like a technique I've been doing for the last, I would say, maybe a year. Um, and what I'm going to do is create these kind of like a centered, I don't even know, like a checkered circle pattern. Let's see, let's do 1.5 inches in. And for people who mentioned before, I don't mind cutting or painting over what I already have. Sometimes it's just great. With this paint, I could always use more paint just to fix it, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, once I grab this circle, or I'm gonna get this compass, and I'm gonna just start guiding it. And let's see. We'll kind of see what I'm doing. So just getting this outline of the design. This is gonna be kind of crazy. I don't know. Alex, have you seen any of my work before, or this is the first time you just stumbled upon it? I think you said you've been following me for a while, right? So yeah, what I'm doing is creating these circle patterns with my compass, trying to make sure it looks good, and repeating on to each side. Nice. So then I got that down. First off, I'm going to start off by cutting this piece of tape right here. I don't want this. Nice. And the lines that I created, I'm going to start cutting them just to create this optical checkered pattern. You'll kind of see in a bit how it looks. And Luna asked earlier, does it matter if I cut the tape, or I mean the paint that's underneath? It really doesn't matter. Luckily, X-Acto blades cut really well, so the cuts are quite minimal. And if they're noticeable, you can paint over it. It's no problem. I'm actually going to switch out my blade. Oh, no way. Well, thank you so much for following my work for so long, Alex. That's so nice of you. Yeah, so I'm just cutting the circular pattern that I already did right there, and you'll see kind of what I'm doing now. Got that. Then from there, I'm gonna start removing the. Basically, once I cut everything, the main goal is just start cutting pieces that I don't want in the design. Create that checkered pattern I was mentioning before. So here, start removing these guys, and you just keep going with the pattern. And you can do this with almost anything. There's a few types of designs that I've done like this. I've done a lot of branding recently for this company called the Black Bibs, where I created a design and then I overly taped it. And then with that, I wrote the Black Bibs. And then when I cut it, it created this cool little silhouette showing their logo. It's really cool. But yeah, that's basically how this pattern works. It's super easy, or maybe easy for me. But yeah, Alex, thank you so much for chatting with me. It's made my stream really enjoyable. Thank you so much, as well as you, Luna, on YouTube. It means the world to me. There we go. Oh, thank you, Alex. That's so nice of you. There we go. Pretty straightforward. Then I'm gonna repeat it on the other side. Yeah, but it creates this cool little oval shape. I think I'm gonna later on fill it in with more design as I go. A lot of my work is just by feel. I'm just literally just feeling it out. If something doesn't work, I change it, or sometimes I add more. But yeah, that's basically it. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side, and then I think we're good for today. Nice. Looks good. Sweet. Um, Alex, what type of tape do you use to make your art projects? Oh no. You could send it via DMs or you could email it to me as well. If you go into my bio, you'll see my contact info there. You can reach out there, and yeah, definitely check it out. Let's see it. Yeah, well, if you're ever looking for good tape, definitely check out Pro Tapes. I mean, they are my sponsor, but you know, I wouldn't just work with anyone. They're amazing. Check them out. I know tape's a little pricey. Just in general, everything's gone up in price, but yeah, definitely check them out. Have you checked out any other artists, Alex, as well? There's a lot of great artists. One of my good, I want to say good friends, but he's a great guy. His name's Daryl Carey. He's an incredible artist as well. He's based off of California. I don't know if he's moved back to LA, but he's an amazing artist as well. Yeah, there's a lot of artists, a lot of tape artists to check out. Removing the excess. Nice. Yeah, if anyone has any other questions, please ask now. We're getting close to wrapping up. Once I finish this portion right here, I think I'm going to take a break for myself. Yeah, it's been awesome hanging out with you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support or even just sticking through and hanging out with me. Oh, really? Alex says, I didn't even know tape art existed until I saw your work. Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know tape art existed until I started seeing a lot of tape artists based in Europe as well as Japan. Most of it is actually based, I believe, Berlin or in Germany. There's a lot of great artists out there. Um, yeah, you should definitely check it out. There's a lot. There's a lot of commercial work artists. More experimental. There's a lot. There's people who do portraits with tape, which is just insane. They use masking tape and they add light behind it to create layers of portraits, which is just insane. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, it's crazy. I try to stick with mostly my style of work. Recently, I've been gearing more into creating, helmets. Like I said, I did a collab with this bike company called Kask, Kask. I'm actually posting the video later on today showing the whole collaboration I did with them. It was actually insane. Uh, did a full-on one-on-one custom helmet for them. Took a week to make. It was quite a lot of work. Have a lot of secret collabs coming out, but I can't mention it, unfortunately. Would love to show it to you guys. Yeah, I've painted motorcycle helmets. I painted a boat once, which is crazy. Um, yeah, I've done a lot. So realistically, with this design, I should have waited to finish this one to just do all the circles all at once. But I really want to show the process right then and there. So I'm gonna have to figure out what the measurements were for that. Um, is that like a free is that like a free music application I can use for this? Like, or not free, but more non-copyright? Because that was the whole thing I was kind of worried about, was getting copyright strike. Okay, let's see. We'll definitely have to check it out. Regardless if it is or not, I'll definitely check it out um, later on. Cool. So we got that. 4. Sweet. Oh yeah, this looks great. Want to make sure. 12 and a half. Or 1.5. 1.5. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Can't wait to check it out. It's probably gonna be great. Thank you so much for your recommendation, Alex. So right now I'm actually just trying to make sure I got the right space for the design or for the circles that I did before. Just applying it now. See. And like I mentioned before, I don't care if my markings or my cuts get onto other sides of the paint, or the paint that I don't want it to. You know, it's part of the process. I'll go over it and fix it up later on. It's not a big deal. Actually, one of my favorite things to do throughout this whole process is touch-ups. I don't really get a lot of touch-ups with this tape because it works really well. Uh, but yeah, I actually enjoy cleaning up my work a lot. It kind of it forces me to look back and see what I did, um, and kind of gear up for the next piece. You know, mistakes only make you stronger. And yeah, in the beginning of my career, I hated doing touch ups, and I actually would have other people do it, but not anymore. Like I'd have my friends be like, I'd ask them, "Hey, can you just fix this for me?" Because I just couldn't stand it, and I just didn't have the patience. But you know, the older I got, the more patient I got. I think my work has helped me just become more patient, more understanding, and it's great. So yeah, cutting those circles, same circles, similar to the or same as the other side, and just going ahead and cutting it. So this is for this art piece. This is technically just the beginning of the design. I still got a long way to go. By that I mean I'm going to be adding way more layers of paint. Even on these lines that you're seeing now, there's going to be more and more design that's just added and added. It kind of becomes like a just a crazy piece at the end. I'm not even halfway through the whole art piece, so there's a lot more to do. Cool. So then now we got that. Remove the excess tape. Oh no. Sometimes that does happen. Like I mentioned before, the best thing to do, I cut or peeled an area I didn't want to. Sometimes the best thing is just, like I mentioned, is just get a new blade. It's not worth sticking and using the same blade over and over again. It's a hassle. I have heard of some people who sand or they whetstone their X-Acto blades every time they use them, which is honestly pretty cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. I can't imagine how thin the blade would be by doing that. But I have heard of some people do that, which is wild and actually pretty cool at the same time. And for those who don't know what whetstoning is, it's just basically sharpening. It's a process of sharpen blades. Okay, I think that's basically it. So we got everything. Balance the whole piece. So actually quite productive stream, which is nuts. We did a lot. Okay, so I finished the center design, which is my Medusa design. I finished this whole maze portion in the center, which just flew by really quickly. And then we did this corner piece just to kind of see the whole Medusa pattern on that side. And yeah, and then we did these circles. Like I mentioned, this is just the beginning of the piece. Let me know. Message me if you want to keep seeing more. I could keep working on it tomorrow or keep going. But yeah, I think that's basically it. I think I'm gonna take a break for my first stream. Thank you guys so much for everyone who's joined. It means the world to me. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you, and thank you so much, Alex, for everything and your music recommendations. Actually, I'm gonna screenshot it right now. Yeah, got it. Yeah, and hopefully you get more music next time. Thank you so much, guys. I don't even know how to end this. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Nice. And thank you, Luna, for watching and everything. I appreciate you. Thank you.